Guys, Mr. Rushka here. What is this? Thursday, April 6th, Holy Thursday. Starting the 7-3 notes. So here's how you rewrite this in matrix notation. Okay? You're going to draw a 2x2 matrix. Why do you think I'm doing a 2x2?
Two variables.
Yeah, two variables, right? 2 rows, 2 columns. And the entries are just the coefficients. Okay? So 1, 3, 2, -1, okay? You good?
What? Just like follow.
Who did?
Like looked at you and walked out.
I love it. Alright, and then I'm going to write a 2x1 here. That's just going to be xy. Okay? And then that's going to be equal to, and then a 2x1 is going to be those numbers on the right side. Okay?
Points at him, looks around the classroom, disappears.
Okay. So we want to get, right, solving means we get x and y by itself, right? Right? So we want to multiply, we want to get this column matrix by itself, okay? So the way we do that is, right, I've got to get rid of this matrix right here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to left multiply, right, because order matters. I'm going to left multiply both sides of this equation by the inverse of that matrix, okay? When you multiply a matrix by its inverse, wait, I'm going to do it on this side as well. Okay, I'm going to left multiply both sides of this equation by the inverse of that matrix, okay? When you multiply a matrix by its inverse, it just cancels, okay? So we'll get xy equals the inverse of my guy times this guy right here. Okay. All right. So we just got to calculate that inverse real quick, okay? I'm going to do it on the board real quick, if that's all right. Okay, so we have this matrix here. We want to find its inverse. We want to find this inverse, okay? So what do I need to do that?
Is that the 1 over the 2?
Yeah, so I need to find the determinant, right? What's the determinant of that going to be? Right, it's going to be 1 times -1 minus 3 times 2. Sorry, that's small. That's kind of small, isn't it? Okay, that's going to be what? -1 minus 6, which is -7. Okay, so 1 over d equals 1 over -1/7. Okay, so we need that, and then we take this number, right? We multiply it by what? The like. Okay.
The negatives, whatever.
Yeah, so I just multiply it by this matrix. What I do is I flip-flop these two, and then I change the sign on those two.
Wait, why are they all negative now? Because you put the signs for them.
So I flip-flop these two numbers, right? This is called the main diagonal. Top left, I flip-flop those two, and then I just made these both negative. And then I multiply that by 1 over the determinant. Okay? Alright, so just a little review. Oh, this is kind of a pain. It's going to be annoying. Alright. For now, I would just leave, so this is going to be the inverse. This is the inverse of this guy right here, okay? And I would just leave the inverse like that for now, okay?
Is the inverse of that, is the negative 1/7 part of that?
Yeah. And I would, yeah, so I would leave this scalar right here, I would leave it like that for now. Okay? I would leave it like that for now, okay? So then we'll have xy, okay, I'm going to replace that red inverse, right? We just found it. That's negative 1/7 times negative 1, negative 3, negative 2, 1. Times 8, 3. Okay, and then simplify that, okay? So multiply these two together. Can we do that? Can we do a 2 by 2 times a 2 by 1?
Yeah.
Yep, and then our result will be a 2 by 1. Okay, so let me do it on the board real quick. This is actually pretty quick. Okay, right, what am I going to do? I'm just going to add these two columns together. Right, and then use these to multiply it. So that's going to simplify to xy. Oh, no worries. Okay. And then last step here is multiply this scalar. Multiply this scalar in here, okay? So this is going to become
Wait, you didn't flip the 3 and 2. So would it be 8 over negative 1 over negative 2? And 3 times negative 3 over 1?
Wait, I didn't flip the 2 and what do you mean flip? I don't like swap these around. I just change their signs.
So you only flop the...
You only flip-flop these two.
Okay.
So negative 14 over 7 on top over negative 7, and then negative 21 over negative 7 on bottom, which is 2 over 3.
I thought you just inverse them all. That flip.
So 2 over 3 is the answer?
It's so I'm about to get on that. So my x is going to be my top number here. My y is going to be my bottom number. So x equals 2 and y equals 3. Yeah.
Why did you add negative 6 over 3 to the answer on the billet side?
Right here?
Yeah.
So I'm doing this matrix multiplication here, right? Okay. When I do that, right, I add together the columns of the first matrix. And then in the second matrix, right, I use this column to multiply those two before I add. Okay? And then look at this. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. 3 times 1 is 3. That's where that came from.
Oh, I see what you
Yeah. All right. So, questions? Are we lost on this? Okay.
X equals 2 and y equals 3.
Yeah. So one thing we can do, okay, let me write down some steps then. Okay. So construct, step 1 was you just construct the coefficient matrix. Let's call it the coefficient matrix. Okay. Let's call that C for coefficient. Big C for coefficient. Okay. So do you guys know what I mean? Are you following what I mean by the coefficient matrix? It's just the 2 by 2 with all the coefficients. Okay. Step 2, calculate C inverse. Step 3, multiply C inverse times the numbers on the right. For top number is X, bottom number is Y. Yeah, so you guys like doing it. I did show you the math. I had to like show the math. I had to like show you guys where it came from on that one. So I'm not surprised that you guys are confused. I just had to do it. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. Wait, you want me to show you all the math or just follow the steps? This is what? Yeah, bottom. What? It's fine. Yeah, so we'll do the next one just following the steps, since that's what high schoolers tend to like better. That's what people tend to like better. Okay? Let me know when I can move on. Get some water. All right, I'm going to move on. Okay, so let's move on to this next one, right? Step 1, right? We're going to construct the coefficient matrix. What is my coefficient matrix? 4, -2, 3, -1, right? And then we're going to find the inverse of it. Okay. We seemed solid on inverses, but it's okay. It takes practice. Takes some practice for most people. No, I'm kidding. It takes practice for everyone. This is tough stuff. Okay. So 4, -2, 3, -1. Right. Okay. So to find the inverse of this matrix, we do what first? We find what? Determinant, right? What's that determinant going to be?
The diagonal
4 times -1, right?
minus 3.
So -4, sorry. -4 minus -2 times -3, so -6. Which is 2, right? So then 1 over the determinant is 1 over 2. Right? How we feeling? How we feeling? Stay with me. You're not feeling that? Okay. What part of finding the determinant is the most confusing? So we have to find this number because after we like flip-flop everything, we have to multiply it by that number. Yeah.
Why do you need the determinant to be 1 over determinant? That's how good as having the 2.
Because I multiply, after I flip-flop everything here, I multiply that matrix by the 1 over the determinant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the number I want to keep for later. Okay? So then my inverse, right, my inverse here, okay? Okay? These two numbers, I just switch them around. So -1 and 4 just going to switch around. These two numbers, the signs change. So -2 becomes +2. 3 becomes -3. Right? They do not flip. They don't move. They just change negative, positive, positive, negative. Okay? And then what do I do? Multiply this by what number? What scalar? 1 over 2. Yeah. I would leave it like that for now. Don't like distribute the 1/2 yet. It's easier to do matrix multiplication when you're not multiplying by fractions. Okay? All right, so I found the inverse. It's equal to 1/2 times -1, -3, 2, 4. Right? My answer then is, my last step is what? I multiply this inverse I just found by what?
1 and 6.
1 and 6. Yep, so 1/2 times -1, 2, -3, 4, 1, 6. Okay.
Why did you say you make it to the 1/2 again? For the determinant?
Why did I do what?
Make it to the 1/2 instead of 2.
So this is just a formula. The formula for the inverse of a matrix
Yeah.
is you flip-flop these two, change the sign of these two, and then you have to multiply that on the outside by 1 over the determinant. That's the formula.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, did I give you guys that formula the other day?
So.
Yeah, I did, right here.
It would still just be 1 over 5.
What's that? Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. That formula. Big formula. Big, big, big. Big time. Big time. Okay. So then I'm going to do that matrix multiplication. How are we feeling about this matrix multiplication? What's that? Silas?
You don't distribute the scalar first, or do you?
You could, like, you can do it either way. But then if I distribute the scalar, I'm going to have a 1/2 and a 3/2, and I hate doing that. I hate fractions. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do -1, 2, -3, 4, 1, 6. I'm going to multiply all that by 1/2. Okay. So let's just ignore the 1/2 for now. Let's just do this. Okay. So I'm going to add these two columns. Right? And before I add them, I'm going to use the column in my second matrix to multiply. So this is equal to 1/2 times -19 over 26. Now I'll distribute. -19 over 2 and 13. Okay. So this gives me -19 over 2 and 13. And then again, my top number here is what? X. My bottom number is y. So x equals -19 halves, y equals 13. Okay? So it's going to take practice, but it's those same steps every time. Right? Yeah.
Sorry, how did you get -3/4?
Negative, where, what?
-3/4.
-3/4. That's not -3/4.
No, right there.
Oh, right here.
Right there.
Right here?
Yeah. Or is that just -3/4?
-3/4. That's a matrix.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so when I do matrix multiplication, right, I add the columns of the first one together, but before I do that, I use this column to multiply. Yeah. Just how it works. I guess it's been a couple days. I didn't see you yesterday, did I? That makes sense. It's all good. It's all good. I wouldn't call myself a master of matrices, but I'm proficient.
Should we give you a plaque?
Yeah, we should. No, I have a plaque.
You already got
It's called my college diploma. My mom got me the like the $250 diploma frame for graduation. Looks so sick.
Where is it?
You have it up in the house.
Yeah, it's on the wall.
You should hang it up in here. Somebody told me
That'd be sweet,
that
actually.
would produce
If someone would break it, it would get broken.
Mr. Cantor has both of his in his desk.
In his desk?
He just pulls them out.
I thought about like.
You'd be like, well, I would.
That's hilarious.
Get a copy of it.
Get a copy? I could get a copy. I thought about bringing my like valedictorian plaque in. Just like flexing. Cathedral?
Oh.
Not at college.
Not at college,
I
no.
don't do that anymore.
I don't.
Oh, they still did valedictorian.
Because I feel like I have a good chance.
What's that?
They did that. They didn't do like the rankings, like the 5, 10.
Yeah, they did valedictorian, but it was basically summa cum laude. Because there were 14 of them, right? So it was basically anyone who was summa
There's
cum laude.
14?
Yeah, valedictorians, yeah. It was basically summa cum laude
Did
already.
you not do like a speech or anything?
I did.
You did? You did this speech? Do you have a video of it?
I might actually. I can go look.
Watch that.
There's a picture of me in the yearbook giving it, I think.
Wait, what year did you graduate again? Like 2007?
7?
Wait,
Do I look like I'm 34?
wait, I can bring in the yearbook to the next class.
Okay,
It's in
sounds
or we
good.
can go to the library.
This is the exact same thing. Guys, this is the exact same thing.
Wait, how old are you? Aren't you 23?
I'm 25.
You said you were 34.
Okay, so I'm gonna write down my coefficient matrix.
You only did the 3 by 3 calculator.
You guys only can, yeah. I know how to do it. I can do a 4x4 by hand. I can do a 5x5 by hand. That would take a little bit, but I can do it. There's actually another method. There's actually a method to do these that I think is a little easier, but we're not going to dive into that. We're just use the calculator. Okay, so we're going to find that, right? We're going to find its inverse. That's what that -1 symbol means, and we're going to multiply that by what? We're going to multiply this, but what's going to go in this column? I'm multiplying the inverse of this by what column? 7, 6, -4, yep. And then this is a lot easier because we find this with our calculator. Okay, I'll do this, all right? Let's do a little review. Illuminati, Confirminati. All right, guys, here we go, right? So we're going to do that matrix times that column, okay? So I'm going to hit what? I'm going to hit matrix, okay? So second matrix, I'm going to go to edit. So use the right and left arrow keys, go over to edit. And I'm going to, let's just call it C. Okay? So I'm going to go select C, and I'm going to change all of these entries to be what I have right here, okay? Second matrix. 1, 1, 1. -1, sorry. Okay. Alright, so I did second matrix, and then I went over to edit. To change a matrix, you have to go to the edit menu. I want to edit matrix C.
Wait, and then you press the correct interval in.
So after you put them all in, hit second quit. Second quit. Second quit. Second quit.
And then what do you do? Go back.
Top left. Yeah, so then go back to the matrix menu. Let's put that column in there. So let's do a 3x1, okay? So let's go to edit, okay? Let's do this in like D, okay? So I want to make D a 3x1, okay? And its entries are 7, 6, negative. What's that? Yeah, so that's a great question. Yeah. So yeah, remember, Ava brings up a great point, right? It's not my answer is not going to be C times D, it's going to be C inverse times D. So here's how we're going to do this, okay? So let's go back to our main screen, second quit. We're going to do math. Now I want to actually, second matrix, sorry. We're actually going to do what we call we're going to call the matrix. We want to put it on our main screen. So I'm going to hit C. What's that? Yeah. So I'm on the second matrix. Now I'm under the names menu. I'm under names. I'm just going to go down to C, hit enter. Okay. I don't want C though, right? I want C inverse. So I'm going to hit the little x to the -1 button. Okay. And then we're going to do times second matrix. There you go. I like fractions better than decimals. The -1. There's a little x in the -1 button.
Is that alright if we
Just click it, yeah. Is that?
Is it alright if we-
Yeah. Yeah, and then right, that top number is going to be my x. The middle is going to be my y. Bottom is going to be my z. Okay. This is really powerful. Now you guys know how to do on your calculator, like if you get like a 6x6 system of equations, you know how to do it on your calculator.
How do you put your answer in fractions?
How do you click math and then?
Do you know how to like call them? Like go to the names? I just did. It's just the times button.
No, I'll still put them in.
But I think I did.
It's math and.
What?
Did not get those numbers? You didn't know.
I didn't either.
You probably just made a little mistake putting it.
Did you do that? Because I didn't put it in the same one.
Just make sure you put them in correctly. 7, 6, 7, 6 negative.
Math,
How can like
G, math.
that? But I don't know if I wrong.
You did it. So you did that correctly. Go back to the edit menu. Yeah, so if you're getting the wrong answers, the biggest mistake is just putting in wrong. I think so.
Like, would you not
How do you
do?
make it
A fraction? You can put it as a decimal, but you hit yeah. Good. So my answer is x equals 7/2, y equals -13/4, z equals -9.
Wait, you want us to put in those fractions?
You can do it as decimal, I don't care. I hate decimals. Actually, I don't hate decimals.
That's the rest of that. How do you multiply these by no man calculator?
It's the exact same thing. So second matrix, B, and then you want the -1, right?
Yeah.
Times second matrix, right?
The -1 or?
No, just right. There you go. Okay, that's wrong. You probably put it in wrong. Yeah.
It's like the Jordan.
Gauss-Jordan reduction. We're about to talk about that.
So that's not.
No, this is not. Okay. All right, let's do this next one together, okay? So I think the most common mistake is just accidentally putting in the wrong entries when you're editing your matrices. Does that make sense? I just saw you look at your calculator. Yeah, right, Alberta. All right. All right, right, so what's my coefficient matrix? 2, 3, 2, negative, oh. Be careful. Be careful. So this first equation here. First equation, I'm just going to copy that down. Be careful. Okay? This middle equation here, right? It's missing a y. So you have to write in plus 0y plus z equals 7, right? That last one is missing a z, so you have to write plus 0z. Okay? So our coefficient matrix is going to be based on that. So it's going to be 2, 3, 2, -1, 0, 5, -1, 1, 0. Right? We take that coefficient, we calculate its inverse, so to the -1, and then multiply by that column on the right. There you go. All right, so let's do this together in our calculator. We're all in this together.
Big high school.
Just go back to edit, and then just change the numbers. Yeah, so I need to read off some of this. Right? So second matrix, over to edit, I'm going to do C. Alright, make sure you put in the right numbers, so 2, 3, 2. Alright, so I'm putting that in for my 3 by 3, right? Make sure you put that in correctly. Okay.
And do second quit.
Second quit, go back to that matrix menu. Edit that column. 176. Okay. Make sure if you put everything in right, second quit, go back to the matrix menu. Now you're going to go to names. You want C to the -1 times. Okay. So X is 46 over 27. Y is 14 over 27. Z is 17 over 9. Alright. Okay. You don't need to clear it necessarily. Are you trying to make it 3 by 3? Or you're 3 by 1?
Yeah, 3 by.
Okay, so just make that. Change that 1 to a 3. No, oh no, you're typing in the
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did you know what order? Like, how did you know it was, that one was X and one was Y?
Yeah, so I won't trick you up. It's just going to be top to bottom in alphabetical order. Alright, more detailed explanation. That left column variable is going to be your top. Okay, the top number in your answer. The middle column is going to be the middle number in your answer. The third column is going to be the bottom number in your answer column. Alright, how do you feel about this? Need a little more practice, right? But now we're going to do Kramer's rule. Alright, Kramer's rule. Right, so let's just do 2 examples. We need a lot more practice than that. So, Kramer's rule. Kramer's rule. Okay. This is kind of weird. This one is
So we're trying to solve the same thing, but we're going to,
yeah.
are you going to be able to?
I don't want to like throw too much shade on Kramer's rule. I never really used it in college though. Is that? Yeah, we'll start there. Yeah, we'll go over it. We'll go over it at least so you guys can sleep on it over the weekend, form some brain synapses, come back on Tuesday.
So forget about all of it.
Yeah.
Quiz. If you do a quiz, We do a quiz. We'll do a quiz next week, but it'll be 7-1 through 7-2, so not this time.
Is it gonna be on Tuesday?
I feel like that'd be kind of cool. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Let's do Wednesday at the earliest.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's do like little 15 minute review on
15
Tuesday.
minute
I have no idea.
I'll do like a review video maybe. I don't want to take the last time.
I've seen.
All right, using Kramer's rule by hands. Here's how you do this. Okay. So I'm gonna need to define some matrices here. Okay. I'm gonna call C. Let's call this C. This is just to make this my coefficient matrix. Okay. That's just my coefficients, right? Am I right? Okay, I'm going to define a matrix I'm going to call C sub x. Okay, that's going to be the coefficient matrix of everything but this x. I'm going to ignore the x column. So the subscript means what you ignore. That's what you ignore. What you ignore. You make it. Okay. So this is going to be -7, 1, 9, -6. So I scratched out the x column and I wrote the remaining numbers. Okay, and then what do you guys think C sub y is going to be?
2, 9, 6.
C sub y, right? I'm just going to scratch out the y column. Right, write down the remaining numbers. Okay, oh wait, this is the 2 by 2, so I need to. Alright, and then you guys ready for the formula? Okay, formula. Okay, so my x is going to be the determinant of C sub x divided by the determinant of C. And y is going to be equal to the determinant of C sub y divided by the determinant of C. Okay, it's a little formula. Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formula.
Wait, just.
So you're just finding determinants.
Yeah. Writing down coefficient matrices and finding determinants.
It's easy.
Easy, easy. I like these. Guys, come on. Don't be Kramer's rule bandwagon.
I don't like it.
All bandwagons coming out of the woodwork. You confident? Mr. Gay wore his UConn hoodie today. It's like, come on, you have worn that all year. You have worn that all year. Alright, so let's calculate some determinants. So deep C, dead C, will equal what? 3 times 1 minus 2 times -7. 3, was that 3 plus 14? 17. 17. Okay, so that's deep C. That's an important number, so I'll draw a little dash box around it. Deep C sub x is what?
42 minus.
Yeah, that's 42 minus 9, I don't know, 33? C sub y. -18 minus 18, which is -36. Okay, so these are important numbers, right? Right. So if x is dcx over dc, then x here here equals, what was that, 33 over 17? And then y is going to be negative 36 over 17.
Is X negative?
What?
Is X negative?
No. Sorry. Let me write these little meters.
That's the answer.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot easier.
It's like half as many steps too.
Are you sure
No, it's
that?
not.
You should just like,
You get
Are there any questions that are like you have to use grammar?
Three minus negative. Right?
I
3
think
times 1, right? Minus 2 times negative.
it was about half the time.
That's your answer. Let's hold off on the 7-3 homework. Good work today. I'm satisfied. You guys have a good Easter. Any fun Easter plans? Nice. I'm gonna get a pint of Ben and Jerry's, and I'm gonna eat a pint of Ben and Jerry's on Easter morning.
Andrew,